Well, hi, hello, how are you? And welcome back to another one of my videos. And if you are new here, what took you so long to click on one of my videos? But anyway, today we're going to be taking a look at the Malone slash Umezaki family. And this is the family that I think I am going to be using for the Growing Together expansion pack. So I'm a little, because the storyline that I have for this family, and I'll go into a little bit more about them in a second, but like the storyline that I have for this family, I don't know if it's like correct for Growing Together, but it might be, because basically this family is based off of a family that I have played in The Sims 3, and also I had discovered in The Sims 2, where it was like a husband, a wife, and their toddler. I believe it was their child, whatever. And then their sister, the wife's sister, moves in due to whatever. Sometimes it's like implied that it was financial situation, like a financial issue. So that's kind of like where I'm going with that, with this story. But it goes so much deeper in that than that. But I was deciding between this family, and then there's another sim that I wanted to use for another LP, but I believe because of the fact that this family has been set up, like I did this create a sim months ago. Like I had their house set up, I had everything set up to start their LP, and I just for some reason just never started. Like for some reason I just did not have the, like, I don't want to say not that the energy to do it, just like I just did not want to do it for some reason. But after like the Growing Together and like the infants and stuff like that, I'm getting more encouraged to want to do it. So because of this family is a little bit more established, and then with the other girl that I wanted to do that video, her video is basically me showing off my legacy family. She's a part of my legacy family. She originally was not supposed to be born, but the game had other plans. And I feel bad because basically she's just kind of like a sim filler, and I wanted to explore her life, you know, and have her own legacy. But I might do that for a whole nother LP. I have more ideas for her, but more information on that in that other video whenever I edit it. But anyway, so the person that we're taking a look at is Star Ruby, her sister Mahenge Spinell, and Star's husband Kiyoya, and also their toddler daughter Kagami. Now, so a little backstory with them. I have always gotten this vibe from Star Ruby and Mahenge, before I get into like really deep in it, that they were from, like, their parents were from the West Indies. In this, like, I guess storyline, their parents are not alive. I have not created their parents, but Kiyoya's mother is, and I'll explain more on that in a little bit later. But yeah, so with Star Ruby is the oldest sister. I still haven't fully decided if her and Mahenge, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I like how that sounds, so I'm going to be calling her Mahenge. But anyway, so Star Ruby is the oldest sister to Mahenge, but they are very close in age, and Star Ruby is the more, I guess you could say, the practical, the more perfectionist sim sister. She's the I guess you could say, like, the ideal child that a parent would want, right? Versus with Mahenge is more on the free-spirited. She doesn't care about rules or anything like that, where Star is more, you know, she is more she's more known to follow the rules to the T, right? She wants everything to be particular, all that stuff. Like, I would guess she lives a boring life, but not really. Like, she knows how to explore, but she doesn't go over the top, you know what I mean? She's very, like, surface level in a way, I guess you could say. But so with their names, because I know it may sound weird, like, who the fuck is Star Ruby, and like, where the hell did you get Mahenge Spinell from? So how I see it, right, their parents have always had a high outlook on their children, right? Even though it's just the two daughters, but you know, they could have had a boy as well, you never know. And they have accepted their daughters for anything, and so they named them, because you see how I see it is like they see them as precious jewels, like the highest and the most expensive jewel that any person can have, right? So they named them as such, right? So Star Ruby is a really expensive jewel. And then the same thing with Mahenge Spinel. Again, Mahenge Spinel is not pronounced like that, but that's how I'm pronouncing it because I like it, all right? Anyway, so with Star Ruby, she is also a teacher as well. I kind of want to like envision that she is like a dance teacher, but I know that's kind of hard to like really envision that, because usually like dances sometimes are during the like at nighttime mostly and not really during the day. But you know, we can always imagine she could be part of like some type of like an art institute or whatever for younger kids, because I see her as like a teacher for like kindergarteners or first grade or second grade, you know. That's how I see it. That's just me. And then so now we're gonna be coming up on Mahenge. So with Mahenge, in a little bit here, yeah, but with Mahenge is the I guess you could say like Star Ruby loves her sister, but we'll just start off like that. She idolizes her sister so much. Like, she's always so proud of her sister. She, even though that, like, you know, Star Ruby always follows everything to the T, but she's like, when it comes to Mahenge, she loves the fact that Mahenge is free-spirited and her own type of person, you know. She loves the fact that Mahenge is just always goes above and beyond when it comes to doing adventurous things, you know. And with Mahenge, I guess you could say, has a little bit of like a resentment and like kind of like a little bit of jealousy towards Star Ruby. Almost kind of is like if like she is living under Star Ruby's shadow in a way, but Star Ruby doesn't see it that way, right? So like Mahenge is like, she has, you know, her sister has the house, her sister has the husband, her sister has a career, you know, she has the family, you know, that I guess you could say like kind of like the white picket fence, but not really, because they're not very well off, but you know, they're making do with what they have to do, you know what I mean? And with Mahenge is kind of like, you know, I kind of wish I was in that position, because even though Mahenge's in a position right now where she's still trying to find herself, right? The reason why she's moving in with her sister is because of the fact that like she was trying to make it big. I wanted her to still be part of like the music industry in a way, right? But she was trying to make it big as like a DJ because she thought that that's what she wanted to do. You know, she's like she likes to try different things, and whatever sticks, you know. But now she's getting to a point in her life where she's like, man, I still don't have nothing of what I want to do, you know. Like, she's still struggling to find herself, and she is a little envious of her sister for finding herself so soon, you know. And so that could also, like, you know, part of the growing together situation that could kind of hinder the relationship with the sister a little bit, even though like they're still really good siblings. Like, they love each other dearly, but there is still that hidden resentment from Mahenge wanting to have basically the life of what her sister has. And who knows, you know, with the growing together, even though growing together is all about coming together as family, maybe something might happen where Mahenge is like, I want this lifestyle. What do I have to do to get this lifestyle? You know what I mean? And not trying to say that Mahenge is like a bad person, but you know, she's at a point in her life where she is tired of trying to figure out what she wants to do. She's kind of getting a little bored of not really like the fast life, but she's kind of in that stage where she's ready to settle down, right? And I would say, like, even though they are young adults, I would say that they're probably close to I would say like maybe they're like 25, 27, somewhere around that age, you know, somewhere around there. And so with Mahenge, I wanted to also like explore a little bit. I wanted to do things a little differently, like figure out exactly what she wants to do. I still want her to have music, but if that's not her career choice, like if that doesn't work for her in terms of career choice, then we can find something else, right? But I wanted to do something like I'm planning on doing with Kagami, with their daughter, right? And basically my idea is whatever that they like. So like, for example, if they're doing like a certain hobby, like for example, if she's doing woodworking or baking, I can go off of that and be like, hey, this is what she enjoys. Maybe she'll become a chef instead, you know, and do different things like that to explore different areas of life, you know. I haven't really tried that before, and I feel like that might also venture out in me exploring different aspects of not just the pack itself, but also just different, you know, different parts of the game on a whole, right? And so I think we're almost getting close up to talking about Kyoya. Now with Kyoya, right? Kyoya, I originally could not figure out exactly like what ethnicity I wanted him to be. So I just picked out a few names that I liked, right? It was a whole bunch of different names from different ethnicities and all that stuff. And so the last two names, I did like a spin wheel, and the last two names that were up was Bishop and Kyoya. So I'm like, okay, this sim is either going to be black, heavily black, or he is going to be heavily Japanese. Which one is it? And obviously Japanese won. So there was a certain like aesthetic, I don't want to say like aesthetic, but like a certain feel I was going for with Kyoya. Like a little backstory with him, he comes from a very traditional family. His mother, I believe I said in the beginning, is still alive in the game. I haven't created her yet, but I will before the LP comes up, before I start posting the LP. But basically his mother, right, is she's very traditional. She wants things done in a traditional way. Now with Kyoya loves the tradition, right? He loves his tradition from Mount Kobarebi, right? And that's where I'm basically basing everything off of. And you know, he found his love in rock climbing, because you know, I never really do the rock climbing thing, and I was like, you know, that's different, and that could also tie into why he enjoys rock climbing, because he's from Mount Kobarebi, and you know, things like that, kind of like, that's kind of what I was going for. So with Kyoya is the type of sim who is very traditional. He enjoys he loves having still that traditional aspect of his family, right? And when he fell in love with Star Ruby, even though he loves her to death, he wished that she was just a little bit more adventurous, because he loves to try new different things, kind of like with Mahenge. And that was another reason why with Star Ruby, you know, Star Ruby was like, oh my god, this is like perfect. I have a husband who likes to adventure out, and then I also have a sister who likes to adventure out. They can literally be like best friends. Like literally Mahenge is like that unknowingly best friend of Kyoya, right? And when Kyoya, before I get into any of that, but Kyoya, when Kyoya married Star Ruby, his mother was ecstatic, because she is the quote-unquote ideal traditional woman, you know, where she is not too much, not too little, you know, she's very reserved. She was the type of woman that she saw her son be with, right? And like I said, with Kyoya, he loves Star Ruby to death, but he just wishes that she would go out, like, with him exploring with rock climbing. He wished that she would do rock climbing, you know, but, you know, she's not that type of person. So, like, for example, let's say, like, if he's going out rock climbing, Mahenge would be the one to go rock climbing. Star Ruby would be like, oh, you and Mahenge could go do that. I'll stay here with Kagami. Y'all could go do that and enjoy. Oh, y'all are gonna go do that? I'll stay here. Y'all could go do that. She's more of, like, a homebody, you know? And with Kyoya, he is, I do have it kind of where, like, he is going off into college. He's going back to college. So how I have it is where basically, when Kagami basically got pregnant, she finished out her college degree. She was basically towards the end of finishing out her college degree. But she, under her, you know, mother-in-law's rule, she was not allowed to work. So Kyoya had to stop his college education to be able to provide for the family, you know, being that traditional, quote-unquote traditional man, you know what I mean? And so basically, now that Kagami is up to a certain age, Star Ruby, oh my god, Star Ruby is going back to work while Kiyoya is able to finish out his degree, so that way he can become a lawyer. And he loves being a lawyer. You know, he loves doing the different cases. He loves that field and that area of life, but he also likes to be adventurous, right? He's not the type of person that you would see that would want to do rock climbing, you know, or want to do heavy lifting, or want to like venture out and go do the polar bear plunge or whatever it is in the game. I forgot what it's called. Polar bear plunge, I think. But yeah, so like they are a little bit of an opposite, but he loves his wife no matter what, you know, like he will always make sure that she's in the best care. Again, like the whole quote unquote traditional man, you know. And then so, his inspiration as well. I wanted to talk a little bit about that. When I was creating his face, even though we're past the face part now, there was a certain, because there was like I said, there was a certain thing I was looking for. Like I wanted him to look stern, but not so much. I don't know. It was a certain face I was looking for, and I couldn't figure it out. And then when I was looking up different faces, like I said, this was months ago, so I don't remember who the face is. But oh my God, the man that I picked was like literally perfect, because he had like the little flowy hair. He had like the very like sharp eyes, the little bit of the wide nose. Oh my God, I wish I could remember who his name is. I can't remember for the life of me, but I know he's like an actor. I just can't remember for the life of me what his name is. But yeah, and so we're gonna be coming up on Kagami. Kagami, again, like I always say in my other videos, like when it comes to like children and toddlers, like you can take them anywhere. And I think I'm gonna do the same thing like I kind of did with Mahenge, where like seeing what the game takes it. So how I have been playing a little bit within like my rotational play is that wherever the toddler learns first. So if they learn their movement first, that means they're a little bit more active. If they learn their imaginative skill first, that means that they, you know, they like writing or music, and we can explore that different area, right? Or like if they get there, and I think it's like acquisitive skill or something like that, whichever skill it is, their mental skill or something, that means that they are, you know, more of like a bookworm, or they like reading more or experimenting, things like that, you know. And I wanted to kind of like, and that's why I made her the acquisitive, I gave her the acquisitive trait, so that way she could explore a little bit more, just so I could see exactly where the game would take her. But yeah, so what was there anything else I wanted to say? Like I had this whole thing that I wanted to say, and I think I kind of like talked a little too fast. But yeah, I am kind of excited for this family and to start actually playing with them, because I've been wanting to play with them. Again, like I said, I've been wanting to play with this family for months. Like I had this family set up, everything was created, and then when Growing Together came out, and then like, you know, I already had them living in Willow Creek, but I want them to live in San Sequoia just so I can kind of experiment that. And, you know, I'm not exactly sure if it really is going to be like a Growing Together type Let's Play, because it's not very traditional family-esque, if you will. But we can explore. We'll see. We'll see exactly how it goes. But you know, I'm gonna let the rest of the video play out. It's basically almost over. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching and listening to me ramble on. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down below if this is something that you guys are excited about. You know, I want to start interacting with people again and stuff like that, even though there's like nobody commenting, but whatever. I want to interact, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.